Thank you. So greetings, Excellencies, distinguished guests, colleagues. Please take your seats. There's more seats in the front, so please do join us and make the room warm. We see a few more delegates coming in. Please do take the seat at the front, and we'll start shortly. Okay, I think we can start soon. Oh, okay. A few more still coming in. Okay, the timing seems right, and I'll ask my colleagues to maybe to close the door as well, although we might welcome more delegates and guests to be joining us soon. So, Excellency, distinguished guests, dear colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Welcome to the 2022 UNESCO Prize for Girls and Women's Education. First of all, I would like to invite Ms. Stefania Giannini, our ambassador, Assistant Director General for Education, apologies, Ambassador Yang Jing from China Permanent Delegation, Ms. Mayada Abu-Jabor to come up to the stage. Thank you. So actually, without further ado, I would like to invite my Assistant Director General, Stefania, to come to the podium to open the ceremony today. Please.
Double applause. Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everybody. Excellencies, dear members of the jury, and dear ambassadors, distinguished guests, dear laureates. It's a great honor and a great pleasure for me to welcome all of you to the award ceremony of the 2022 UNESCO Prize for Girls and Women Education. And let me start to reiterate by reiterating UNESCO's vision, UNESCO's commitment to ensuring that all girls can really have access to education, the quality education they deserve. This is the mission and this is the vision. As we noted recently in the process and the big event of the Transforming Education Summit that has been very much also reminded during the plenary session of the Executive Board, much progress has been made over the last decades. And I think it's important also to focus on some positive, good news. I start with this. Over 180 million more girls have enrolled in primary and secondary education since 1995, the moment when the global community, as you remember, came together to advance girls' and women's rights at the Beijing World Conference on Women, a milestone in the process. So more girls are also now completing their education than ever before, and this is very much a good news for us. And we must celebrate this success. But there is also the negative side of the story. There is also the bad news, which is about still over almost 20 million girls out of school. And as we know, all COVID-19 pandemic actually exacerbated, amplified this particular kind of inequality. And progress on women's literacy, which has also been done in many countries and regions of the world, as we know, has also still been far too slow. Women account now for 63% of all those who are actually illiterate, a proportion nearly unchanged in the last decades. So, what is to do now? We must commit, we must advocate, that's what we are doing. We must also try to scale up education that is transformative, that challenges and changes, really, gender norms, attitudes, practices, and unequal power relations. We must safeguard, we must protect and promote at the same time girls' women's right to education and promote equal education and career pathways for all. And that's what this UNESCO Prize for Girls and Women Education is about. The UNESCO Prize for Girls and Women's Education, as you know, was established in 2015, another crucial year for education when the 2030 Agenda and SDG 4 has been launched by UNESCO Executive Board. And the prize rewards outstanding innovations and contributions made by individuals, by institutions, by organizations that from different perspectives actually advance girls' and women's education in the world. It's been funded by the government of the People's Republic of China, and I wish to take the opportunity to reiterate our deep appreciation and thanks to the government of China for this support, continuous support. And the prize is conferred annually to 2 laureates and consists of an award of $50,000 each to help further their work in the area of girls and women's education. So it's also a very concrete kind of recognition and support for action. Following the success of its 5 years cycle, the government of the People's Republic of China has renewed recently its support to the prize for another 5-year cycle since last year, 2021. And I'm very happy to see that the 2022 award ceremony today marks the 7th edition of the prize, which is actually growing up from strength to strength every year. The laureates of the prize are selected by the international jury, which is composed by 5 independent experts, outstanding personalities who are keen to support UNESCO in this important exercise, and appointed by the Director General of UNESCO. We are very much honored today to have the current and past jury chairs present at this ceremony, Ms. Mayada Abu Jaber and Ms. Aicha Ba Diallo. Please, you can applaud. And I now I now invite Ms. Mayada Abu Jaber, representing the international jury, to announce the 2022 laureates of the prize. Please.
Your Excellency Yang Jing, Ambassador and Permanent Delegate of the People's Republic of China to the UNESCO, Ms. Stefania Giannini, Associate Director General of Education at the UNESCO, distinguished Excellencies, laureates of the prize, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It's a great honor for me today, and on behalf of the UNESCO International Jury, to celebrate with you the International Day of the Girl and to announce the laureates of the 2022 UNESCO Prize for Girls and Women Education. The world has become a better place with hidden warriors and champions who, despite all obstacles, find innovative, impactful, and sustainable solutions for a better future for girls and women. These solutions vary from increasing girls' and women's access to quality education, to their advancement into tertiary education, to livelihood projects, to technology solutions, and many, many others that help women and girls in underprivileged communities become agents of change. It's an exciting time in June when the international jury receives all nominations. Reading through all nominations is inspiring. Every initiative, every project is a step closer to reaching equity for a just world. Yet, we often feel saddened that we need to select only 2 projects from the vast nomination that are so special in their own right. So for every validated nomination, we congratulate you for your tremendous and inspirational work. Before announcing the winners, I would like to introduce the notable international jury members of the prize who worked for hours and days to read all the different projects. They are distinguished experts, global advocates for girls' education, renowned scholars, and representatives of different regions of the world. So thank you for your commitment. This year, thank you. This year, the 2 laureates are selected among 75 validated nominations by 48 countries and 9 NGO representatives from all geographic regions. After 2 days of deliberation, we agreed as a jury to voice the 2 winning laureates. So the first, from Cambodia, Girls' Education Program of Room to Read. So a clap for them, congratulations. From Tanzania, GLAMI, or Girls' Livelihood and Mentorship Initiative. Congratulations also to Finally, I would like to thank the UNESCO Prize for Girls and Women Education for giving us the opportunity to serve as international jury members, and I wish the prize more growth in the years to come. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair of the jury, and thanks all the members for the hard work. And let now me please invite another champion for girls and women's education, our Director General, Ms. Audrey Azoulay, to deliver his message.
Dear friends, this International Day of the Girl is an opportunity for the international community and UNESCO to recall a simple, powerful, and essential message. All girls, all women have the right to a quality education. More than 25 years after the Beijing Declaration for Gender Equality, we have made considerable inroads towards this universal and fundamental right. The latest data show that the proportion of boys and girls in school around the world is now identical, but at the same time, there are marked discrepancies between regions and countries, differences also depending on the fields of study. Girls get better results than boys in science in many countries. Nevertheless, they are not adequately represented in higher education, in particular because of gender-based prejudice. And this explains that as emerges from our last World Report on Science published in June 2021, only 1 in 3 researchers is a woman. But discrepancies are also of a geographical nature because in spite of the progress made around the world, there continue to be regions where there are glaring inequalities. This is the case in sub-Saharan Africa, where more than a quarter of women do not know how to read or write. In this very special context, my heart turns to the women and girls of Afghanistan who have seen their access banned to education despite the commitments made to them. Along with the family of UN organizations, I have called for the de facto authorities of the country to lift this inequitable ban and to grant women and girls access to education. We cannot accept such an idea of having whole generations of women sacrificed, nor can we accept that women represent the 2/3 of adults without literacy skills.
Education Summit, UNESCO and the international community came together to put education at the top of the political agenda. The summit led to bold commitments for gender equality and girls' education, and a call for action supported by UNESCO and our partners. In this regard, the UNESCO Prize for Girls and Women's Education is crucial. It highlights remarkable initiatives and innovations that serve as models for educational communities around the world. It also rewards the talent and dedication of those committed to equality and progress. I am delighted today to congratulate the laureates of the 2022 UNESCO Prize. The first is the Room to Read, a project from Cambodia, which helps girls acquire skills they need to thrive in life, encouraging them to complete their schooling. And the second is the Girls' Livelihood and Mentorship Initiative from Tanzania, which supports secondary schools girls' transition into higher education. It is thanks to initiatives like these that we are making real progress on the road towards equality. I would like to conclude by thanking the government of the People's Republic of China for its ongoing and constant support of this prize. And in particular, I wish to thank Professor Peng Liwan, our Special Envoy for the Advancement of Girls and Women's Education, for our constant dedication to this issue. I thank you very much. Thank you, Cheche.
Thank you. Merci beaucoup, Madame Azoulay, pour rappeler aussi des situations où nous sommes très vraiment engagés, comme l'Afghanistan, par rapport à les droits à l'éducation pour les jeunes filles. And now, Professor Peng Liyuan, First Lady of the People's Republic of China's UNESCO Special Envoy for the Advancement for Girls and Women's Education, has been a strong advocate for girls and women's empowerment in and through education. While she's not able to join us today, she provided a message which I have the honor to invite His Excellency, the Ambassador, Permanent Delegate, Mr. Yang Yin, Ambassador of China to UNESCO, to deliver. Thank you very much.
So, Excellencies and ladies and gentlemen, I will deliver the message of Professor Peng Liyuan in Chinese. The Secretariat provides 3 channels of interpretation: English, French, and Espanol. Please get ready for your headset. Thank you very much.
Director General Audrey Azoulay, ladies and gentlemen.
Professor Peng Liyuan is sending congratulatory message to the award ceremony of the 2022 UNESCO Prize for Girls and Women's Education. Director General Audrey Azoulay, ladies and gentlemen, on the occasion of the 10th International Day of the Girl Child, I wish to extend hearty congratulations to UNESCO on the award ceremony of the 2022 UNESCO Prize for Girls and Women's Education. Let me also express my best wishes to this year's laureates from Cambodia and Tanzania. COVID-19 has brought severe challenges to girls' and women's education. Despite the impact of the pandemic, the two institutions have been working vigorously to mobilize various resources to provide tangible support to women's education. Their contributions are most admirable and inspiring. Awarding them the prize will inspire and encourage more people to devote to this lofty cause, thus benefiting more girls and women. Girls and women's education is not only about female development, but also part and parcel of the sustainable development of human society. I am glad to see that more and more people are paying attention to the upbringing of girls and the development of women, and that many countries have developed effective practices to promote their education. China always sets great store by girls and women's education and the ability of Chinese women to participate in economic and social development, and their contributions have steadily grown. The Transforming Education Summit of the United Nations, held not long ago, underlined the importance role of education in promoting gender equality and called for advancing women's empowerment in and through transforming education. I am confident that, guided by UNESCO and Director General Azoulay, and with the concerted efforts of all parties, we will surely overcome difficulties and make even greater progress in girls' and women's education. As UNESCO Special Envoy for the advancement of girls' and women's education, I stand ready to work with you all to pull strengths with love and instill confidence with a firm commitment. Together, we will make girls' and women's education more equitable, inclusive, and of higher quality, and contribute to the advancement of global sustainable development and the building of a community with a shared future for mankind. Thank you.
女童和妇女教育特使彭丽媛。
UNESCO Special Envoy for the Advancement of Girls and Women's Education, Peng Liyuan, in Beijing on 11th October 2022.
Thank you very much, Excellency. And please join us to congratulate the laureates for their wonderful work. And now I invite, Your Excellency, you to recognize the 2022 laureates. You have to move there. Yeah. And inviting at the same time the first, Miss Nid Buona from Cambodia, Room to Read project, to join the ambassador and myself. Thank you so much once again. Congratulations. I now invite our dear friends from GLAMI project from Tanzania. Congratulations, really. And this is for you, for a good memory. One more, please. Thank you. One more photo together. Sure, I can leave the microphone. Okay. So, please. I think it's still me to. I don't need a microphone, sorry. I'm just getting a bit confused. It's okay, thank you so much. So, now it's time to listen to our laureates. So, I would like to invite to the podium Ms. Devota Mlay from the Girls the Girls Livelihood and Mentorship Initiative from Tanzania to give her remarks, please.
GLAMI is deeply honored to receive the 2022 UNESCO Prize for Girls and Women's Education. My sincere thanks to Her Excellency, the First Lady of the People's Republic of China, UNESCO Special Envoy for the Advancement of Girls and Women's Education, the Honorable Ambassador and the Permanent Delegate of the People's Republic of China to UNESCO, the UNESCO Director General for this incredible honor, and to the People's Republic of China for their generosity in supporting this prize. Girls in Tanzania face so many challenges on their education journey, from lack of resources to the risk of early pregnancy or marriage, disproportionate domestic responsibilities, and hostile community attitudes. These and countless of more hurdles have a huge effect on both retention and transition rates for girls within secondary schools. GLAMI has proven that when girls have access to an enabling environment, the skills to navigate for many challenges in their education journey, and the tools to advocate for themselves in keeping education a priority, they are more likely to stay in school, to graduate, to pursue higher education, and to enjoy the personal benefit of becoming educated women, which benefit the communities at large. I would love to thank the 7,400 girls who are currently taking part in our programs, and the more than 7,000 who have graduated as alumni of GLAMI programming. Thank you so much for allowing us to work with you and for applying the skills and knowledge you have built through our programs to transform your lives and communities. Thank you also to the GLAMI many partners and funders, including AfriCaid, which help to amplify our voice and share our stories with caring donors who give so generously to support these programs. We are here today because of all of you. Finally, I want to send a special thank you to all the GLAMI team members and GLAMI school liaisons for working tirelessly to ensure that girls in our programs are fully supported to reach their potential. There's a saying I love: if you can see her, you can be her. In Tanzania, our scholars feel such pride in seeing the first woman Tanzania president, Her Excellency Samia Suluhu Hassan. Every girl sees that she too can be president one day. And because 80% of GLAMI mentors are alumni of our mentoring programs who have gone on to completely higher education, girls know that their mentors once walked in their shoes, faced the same challenges, and felt the same hope and dreams they feel today. Because of their mentor and the lessons she shares, they know that one day they too will be able to design their own future and live the lives they choose for themselves, which every girl should be able to do. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much to Devota Mlay, and I'm inviting now from Cambodia, Ms. Diana Buana.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. What an honor it is to stand here in front of all of you today, accepting the award on behalf of our organization. Thank you to the international jury for selecting Room 3 Cambodia as one of the two winners the coveted 2022 UNESCO Prize for Girl Education and Women Education. Your selection recognizes the value of our work in gender equality and our contribution made to improve and promote the educational prospect of girls and women in Cambodia. Thank you to Professor Peng and the Director General for their commitment on girl and women education. And I also would like to express sincere thanks to gratitude to the people of the Republic of China, the donor country, for the prize. Thank you for your generosity. We will be able to fund for the new innovative piece of training for our teacher, school director, subject technical group leader, and other key staff members who will be co-trained and coach one another on how to be best facilitate on Room 3 program and the curriculum. Yes. For girls in Cambodia, there are many barriers to receiving a quality of education. As a senior program manager for Room 3 Girl Education in Cambodia, and as Cambodian myself, I have witnessed firsthand the internal conflict, social inequality, and the poverty that exists in this country. Yet, I wholeheartedly believe that investing in women and children will empower the younger generation to pave the way for their better future. Room 3 Girl Education program in Cambodia is centered around keeping girls engaged in school and helping them to develop life skills, and they need to gain control over their own life. We meet the needs of the girl and the family where they are. And we also building a new generation, educated young women who can become a leader in the family, community, and the countries. Just like all of you in this audience today, we know that empowering women is a key achieving lasting social change, and that's what we are going to continue doing each and every single day. Thank you, and thank you for your time. Thank for this great, wonderful distinction. Thank you in Cambodian.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for these vibrant speeches, which give us the sense of what you are doing on the ground, and we are really very much grateful. We also have a video which can help all of us to understand the sense of these two projects. Please, before I conclude.
Chers amis,
the UNESCO Prize for Girls and Women's Education rewards outstanding and innovative contributions to advance the education of girls and women. This year, The prize recognizes a project that promotes girls' education in disadvantaged communities and a mentorship-based initiative that helps girls at risk of dropout through crucial school transitions. The two laureates for 2022 are Room to Read, Cambodia, for its girls' education program, the Girls' Livelihood and Mentorship Initiative, GLAMI, from Tanzania. The Girls' Education Program supports girls aged 12 to 18 to build the skills to succeed in school and make key life decisions.
តាមរយៈវគ្គបណ្ដុះបណ្ដាលផ្សេងៗដែលខ្ញុំទទួលបានពីRoom to Readដូចជារបៀបនៃការធ្វើឲ្យយើងមានភាពជោគជ័យរបៀបការរៀបចំ plan ខ្ញុំគិតថាជីវិតរបស់ខ្ញុំមានការផ្លាស់ប្ដូររហូតមកដល់បច្ចុប្បន្ននេះគឺតាមរយៈការអប់រំហើយខ្ញុំគិតថាការអប់រំរបស់ខ្ញុំបានចប់សពគ្រប់គឺដោយសារតែអង្គការRoom to Readខ្ញុំគិតថាវាសំខាន់បំផុតសម្រាប់ជីវិតរបស់ខ្ញុំគិតថាបើសិនតែពីមុនមកខ្ញុំអត់ធ្លាប់ចូលក្នុងគម្រោងRoom to Readខ្ញុំគិតថារាល់ថ្ងៃខ្ញុំអត់មានឱកាសបានរៀនសាលាដែលល្អហើយក៏អត់មានឱកាសឈានជើងដល់ University ដែរខ្ញុំក៏អត់អាចខ្លាចជាក្មេងស្រីម្នាក់ដែលរឹងមាំហើយក្លាហានដូចរាល់ថ្ងៃនឹងដែរ
The Girls' Education Program has reached over 17,000 girls across 110 schools in 5 provinces of Cambodia. GLAMI helps adolescent girls in Tanzania safely transition between education levels through 2 flagship programs. Binti Shupavu, meaning courageous daughters in Swahili, supporting girls as they transition from primary to secondary school, and Kisa, meaning story in Swahili, preparing girls for university through a 2-year leadership program.
Ila msikate tamaa, siku zote kitu kama mtu unakipenda, ukiweka nia unaweza. Lakini kajua kumbe that moment ambao madam alishare na sisi, ile wosia alotutolea, motivations, encouragement, ndio inanifanya mimi mpaka leo nikapata these results. Kwa nilifurahi sana.
The Binti Shupavu and Kisa programs empower girls to become proactive, resilient young adults who are able to secure better jobs, raise healthier families, and achieve their full potential.
Mimi binafsi upande wangu nilikuwa kwenye mambo ya diplomasia. Nilikuwa napenda diplomasia lakini nilikuwa sijui nitafikaje katika diplomasia. Nilikutana na mwanadiplomasia ambaye ni kijana mdogo sana, anajiita Young Diplomacy, alituelekeza.
Over 14,000 Tanzanian girls have benefited from GLAMI's programs. In 2020, 98% of Binti Shupavu girls graduated from lower secondary school, and 97% of the girls who participated in the KISA program went on to university. Each of the laureates will receive an award of $50,000 from the government of the People's Republic of China to help further their work advancing girls and women's education.
Thank you so much. In the room in front of us, in room 1, we are frequently requested by our member states, rightly, to be focused on concrete actions to change individuals' life. 17 girls in Cambodia have changed their lives thanks to Room to Read. Thanks once again. And 14 girls in Tanzania have the possibility to dream and to make a choice, becoming diplomats maybe. So thanks once again for these very concrete results, and thanks to the government of China for the support. Well, as we conclude the award ceremony this year, I wish to really kindly invite you to join us for the panel discussion. It's not yet the end of this fantastic prize. Rights, Our Future, Transforming Girls' and Women's Education. As you know, the notion of transformation is very much at the heart of all the discussion and action we are taking in education this year. And after the panel, the following lunch reception at the Pas Perdu, hosted by the Chinese Permanent Delegation. Thanks once again, Your Excellency, for your kind hospitality as we continue our celebrations for International Day. Note also that there is the inauguration of the photo exhibition, Portraits of Change Makers, Keeping Girls in the Picture in Nigeria. And this is at 6:15 evening in the foyer just outside room 1. So please join us on these three important moments. And thank you once again for being with us.
Hello. So, although we end with the ceremony, we now will be moving into the technical panel discussions. As we are pressed by time a little bit, we will have to try to go through this a little bit quickly, but since we have the honor of the presence of our two laureates here with us, it will be very important to listen to them together with our jury chair. Now, of course, thank you very much, Mr. Banta and also Ms. Monica for joining me on the stage. We also, of course, have Ms. Maya Daju, the chair of the jury, representing the jury members as well, and also Ms. Eunice Rasuka, who is our alumna. Yours representative of the Girl Move Academy Mozambique, the laureate from the last year's prize, 2021. So the theme of this panel, the latter half of the ceremony, is Her Education, Our Future, Transforming Girls' and Women's Education. The theme recognizes that girls' education is a right, but it's also the key to not only her future, but also the future of us all. I guess I'm addressing the group here because we're a UNESCO community. We're all the converted. So I don't think I need to really remind the importance and impact of girls' education and women's education, and also leading to gender equality in and through education. But I think one message we need to kind of remember, remind ourselves here, is that we won't be able to harness the education's power if we continue to do the things as we were. We have to be doing now business unusual. So with that, with this panel, we would like to hear a little bit more from our panelists here on the transformative power of education, what it takes to deliver on our commitments to Sustainable Development Goal 4. We heard also a lot during the Transforming Education Summit last month, and also to promote inclusive quality education, as well as the Gender Equality Goal number 5, so that we leave no one behind. So with that, I would like to first turn to Mr. Banta. And to kick off the discussion. So today, Room to Read, Cambodia has been awarded the UNESCO Prize for Girls and Women's Education for its outstanding work promoting girls' education in disadvantaged communities. What innovative strategies has Room to Read Cambodia taken to support girls' right to education, including during the COVID-19 school closure period? So Mr. Banta, please.
Thank you so much. It's really good questions. Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It's a pleasure, to be here and with so many inspiring and dedicated individuals and organizations, all of whom are working really hard to empower girls and women and also promoting gender equality. I'm trying to have the opportunity to tell you about how our innovative strategies at the Room to Read girl education programs in Cambodia have supported the girl rights to education for 20 years. We have always known that if given the skill and opportunity, adolescent girls can be the change makers, driving progress in their communities and building back stronger for all, including women, boys, and men. One of the innovative strategies that we use is building girls' life skills, which are at the core of our program and have positively impacted girls in many ways. Our curriculum helps them with things like knowing about healthy choices, how to make good friends, preparing a farm for the futures, and advocating for her rights. This helps girls in our program to strive in school and make key life decisions. Another strategy is that Room to Read engaging with women role models. Our community-based women mentors, who we call social mobilizers, customize and lead activities, including individuals and group mentoring sessions based on girl development stages. As a result, we have developed best-in-class teaching and learning materials, which we have been able to leverage in our teacher trainings to teach life skill classes. Third, our works further transforming harmful social norms and power dynamics and foster an enabling environment by engaging parents and communities and the government as stakeholders in their daughters' education and supporting gender equalities. By helping teachers and parents adapt, we are building more resilient systems and communities where quality education is the right for all children. Furthermore, we know that gender equality requires everyone, not just women, to challenge the deep bias that exists. Because of this, we are piloting a project that engaging boys and men as active stakeholders in promoting gender equitable world. The project supports boys to develop the skills to succeed in school and beyond, and to challenge the harmful gender norms that limit them and their girl pairs for reaching their full potentials. A final innovative strategy that we use is sharing human interest story, blogs, and video of girl change makers within our program and to room to read wider global community. We also engage with program alumni to share their experiences and success stories so that girls and women can see and hear stories of others, just like them achieving their dreams and advocating for themselves. During the school closure affected by the COVID-19, we adopted a mixed modality approach, combining the power of our traditional programming with the reach and adaptability of our distant learning periods. We deliver individual mentorings by phones, video calls, hard copies of material and learning material distributions, online live skill sessions and worksheets, engage parents through text messaging and phone calls, etc. Over the course of the next 4 years, we will focus on system-level influence for government adoption of our curriculum of the life skills, so that we would be able to scale up to reach more girls. Thank you so much for your time and attention. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Vanta, for sharing all your secret strategy for innovation, but also letting us know that there's another level that you're actually aiming for to scale up your initiatives. Now, I wish to like to turn to my right to Ms. Monica, our other laureate from the GLAMI. Which was, of course, for your outstanding work supporting girls at risk of dropping out. And now, for GLAMI has focused really on reaching girls at the key period, transition periods, from primary to secondary or secondary to university. What have you found helps girls make these transitions, and what are your results? Monica, please.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'll start by saying that the girls in our community face a lot of challenges that contribute to them dropping out of school. As an organization, we cannot prevent these challenges from happening, but what we can do is to ensure that these girls have the necessary skills to deal with these challenges, stay in school, and do well. GLAMI programs provide the girls with a curriculum that is taught by mentors who are university-graduated Tanzanian women. This curriculum teaches them skills like problem-solving, communication, creativity, critical thinking, and emotional intelligence. These skills give the girls the confidence and the leadership ability that they need to deal with their challenges and succeed, both in classroom and in life. GLAMI's programs are holistic in nature, meaning that not only do we have the mentors meet the girls weekly in classroom to provide the knowledge and the skills that they need, but we also have liaisons, in-school liaisons, who are there all the time with the girls to support them whenever they need help. We also have full-time social workers who work very closely with the mentors, the schools, parents and caregivers, and the community to identify the girls that are at risk of dropping out of school then create a plan around that, and give them the support they need to remain in school. GLAMI also has an emergency fund. This fund is very crucial as it helps the girls to provide them with the needs that, in case they didn't have them, they might drop out, like school meals, uniform, school supplies, sanitary pads, and much more. We also help the girls with scholarships during transition as some of the families face financial difficulties, so we give them the boost, the financial boost they need to transition from one level to the other. Finally, we have an alumni program for the girls that graduate from our programs. With the alumni, when they graduate, we still are with them and we provide them networking opportunities, career development, financial planning, job-seeking trainings, just to make sure that they are still excelling even after schools and they are reaching their dreams that they have set before. All of these things is what makes GLAMI programs exceptional. Because our interventions are not quick fixes. We invest in the girls in the long term. And the results that we see are incredible to us. The girls from GLAMI programs increases their resilience, that in turn, they are capable of dealing with the challenges that they face and stay in school. The girls from GLAMI's programs perform better in exams in relation to other girls. And girls in our programs take leadership roles when they're in school and when they graduate. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Monica. Wonderful. I think, of course, the two laureates have been awarded for their unique successes, but then I can see that there are also certain linkages, like both of the programs have focused very much on empowering girls through offering role models, mentorship, and also taking a whole community approach. I think these are key words of transformation in these two laureates programs. Now, I'd like to now turn to Eunice. Your experience with Girl Move Academy in Mozambique, which won the prize last year. I understand that before that, we also have a short video to share with our participants here. A short video where our ADG, Stefania, also appeared, I believe. It's a 30 minutes Power to Change discussions, but of course the video will be a few minutes to show. So let us have the video on first.
Hello, Stefania. I have always wanted to do something to improve the quality of women and girls' education in my country, Mozambique. Stefania, I know that you have dedicated your career to promoting education as a fundamental right. I am also passionate with this and firmly believe in the power of education to empower children, and especially girls, with confidence, knowledge, skills to achieve for and acknowledge their rights as well as the right of others.
What would be your advice for us in terms of what skills should we acquire in order to pursue successful careers in organizations like UNESCO? Mm-hmm. And also, what do you believe should be our first priority once we take our seats at the table?
Okay, so first of all, congratulations for your commitment, ambition. Ambition is not a bad word, it's a very good word. So the question is to, channel ambition into the right direction. So all my best and hope looking at you in a few years as the president of Mozambique. three words, as another leader said years ago: education, education, education. These are the three priorities you have to focus on.
We'll active our superpower and transform the world.
Great. That's the main objective of this meeting.
And we will think about education, education, and education.
Education. That's all.
Thank you for that clip. Education, education, education. But of course, in education, young people plays critical role. In the recent Transform Education Summit in New York, young people also played a very critical role, and to tell the global leaders what they need to build a better world for them, and telling what role they want to play to transform education. So, Eunice, what are your top 2 recommendations to governments and their partners to ensure all girls and women can learn and realize equal futures for themselves and others? Eunice.
Thank you all. As you saw in our amazing conversation, it was clear that education is very important. So my first recommendation would be that the governments and their partners, they should focus on education as the biggest ally in girls' and women's development. They should encourage girls' participation in school and support them by creating policies and programs that help these girls have access to quality education and keep them away from early marriages, violence, and all sorts of things that might stop them from pursuing their studies. It is actually a very sad reality some girls live in Africa. And for example, when it comes to Mozambique, only 1% of women can finish university. That is because most parents prioritize boys. They believe that it's not as important for girls to go to school. So I believe that we are missing a lot of potential. I believe that if girls were given a proper education, we could have more allies in order to fight poverty and many other challenges that we are facing today. And my second recommendation would be to get to know more what's happening in grassroots communities. We need to connect more. We need to create brave discussion spaces where we can come up with results that might lead us to virtuous and systematic change. I believe that it's very important that young people have participation in decision-making forums. After all, those decisions are going to affect our future. And as you were saying, the youth has spoken, and it is clear there is this desire of young people to participate. From last year, when we were the laureates, until this year, we had some changes, some new programs, and one of them is Movers, which is a digital platform that aims to bring together worldwide women change makers from all around the world, hoping to expand their impact and help them lead with humanity. So I participate in a circle that is called Peace and Justice, and just another example of how important education is. Our approach is trying to incorporate dialogues of peace in the youth educational system. And in our research, it is clear that young people are not participating in these discussions. And from one side, it's because they are not giving the space. And from the other side, they don't have the knowledge about it, or even worse, they are not even aware that the issue is taking place. So overall, I would say that my main recommendations would be education and giving the youth a platform where they can participate actively in decision forum and decision-making processes. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Eunice. And with all our participants here, I hope your 2 recommendations will be taken to heart to transform education. And now finally, but of course not the least, I come back to you, Ms. Mayada. You have served on the international jury for the prize over the last 2 years, and I think some part was also addressed by Eunice, but I would like to ask you, what role can global prizes like this play in advancing good practices and moving us towards more transformative programs to advance growth and women's education? Mayada.
Thank you, Maki. Yeah, I want to just start by saying that, you know, for an entrepreneur, They say it's a very lonely place at the top for an entrepreneur. But when working in development for 20 years, I say it's a very lonely place working on the grassroots level, working with communities, working in marginalized areas, in conflict areas, fighting injustice. And these injustices shape the people we are. So working in girls and women education is not really a choice, it's really a call. And I think it's an inner call that manifests into the transformative journey that we are on. When I joined the jury back in 2021 and got to read the first batch of nomination, I was really, truly enthused and inspired with a lot of stories, such as the Girl Move Academy, such as the Room to Read, Glammy. It was just incredible. Reading the impact of these programs, visiting websites, watching videos. It wasn't only about reading. I felt that we are not alone anymore. In this patriarchal world, girls and women education issues are the same. It's just the context that really varies. So the UNESCO Prize is celebrated on the International Day of the Girl because we recognize that an educated girl is one of the best investments that her family and community and a country can make. Also, an educated girl transformed into an empowered woman, a woman that can participate in her social, economic, civic, and political affair. They're the women that are ready to change the world, and we've seen this on the panel, right? So I remember while working on a research in Jordan to evaluate gender bias in our Ministry of Education, I came across a belief mediation theory by a social scientist who said that women emancipative beliefs translate easier into public action when an overall emancipative climate encourages such action. So you need a climate that encourages change. And I believe that the UNESCO Prize provides this kind of encouraging climate to emancipate action for girls and women education. The prize helps build communities of practice. It facilitates knowledge and experience sharing. It helps laureates share their experiences and learning. In addition, the network of laureates amplifies the voices of girls and women worldwide, which is even very important. By showcasing good practices, the voice of local leaders can be integrated in the global policy space, thus allowing organizations to be part of the discussion that actually measures their own effectiveness and their own success. Here we are on the panel with Mozambique, with Tanzania, with Cambodia, with different countries. Let us not forget also one of the main challenges in advancing women and girls' education is actually funding, right? So highlighting the incredible work that these laureates are doing will help them become more visible and have access to finances that can help multiply their impact and they can scale. So to date, since 2016, more than 110 countries have participated in the prize. We have 14 laureates who are recognized from all over the world, and now they're changing lives and transforming communities. In Spain, for example, the Scoli Foundation or the Scoli program is actually working on addressing gender stereotype in education. In Kenya, the prize money went into the network of Girl Child and helped girls with disabilities to actually enter into schools. The prize encourages and inspires stakeholders and participants to develop impactful, innovative, and sustainable projects to overcome opportunity and mindset barriers and ensure that women and girls have their voice and choice in their lives and careers, and to act collaboratively as a critical mass of change to envision a more feminist and just world. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Mayada. So now this brings to the last part of this ceremony today. The panels here joined with me has really highlighted the need to to have a transformative actions to support girls and women's empowerment in and through education. And I believe some of the key words are holistic efforts, community-wide approach, mobilizing young people, parents, communities, schools, and the broader society. I think the critical point here is that we really must move away from business as usual, or maybe we say we go unusual. And we must also ensure that education builds knowledge, skills, but also that the quality of education is critical to make sure that girls are empowered through in-end education. Now, I also like to just pick on one point that Mayada was saying. Funding is also critical, and this was also one of the core messages during the Transforming Education Summit. We must invest more and equitably. But I would like to also add that we have to invest through a gender-responsive budgeting in education. And not investing now will cost us more in the longer term than seriously investing today. Even if it costs us, it's a worth of investment for all of us. So as we celebrate the International Day of Girls and the laureates of the 2022 edition of UNESCO Prize for Girls and Women's Education, we support more, better, and deeper action for gender equality. So I would like to thank once again our speakers for their contribution to this panel, and also recognize again the generous support provided by the Chinese government to the prize. We're very confident that the prize will continue to transform girls' and women's education and advance and achieve the SDG 4 and goals SDG 4 and 5. And finally, I would like to thank everyone on behalf of UNESCO for joining us today for this prize ceremony and jointly celebrating girls' and women's empowerment and education, better future for girls and women. Now, I'd like to, of course, standing in between luncheon and the meeting, it's very always difficult, but I would like to invite all of you to the lunch reception at Pat Perdue, as our SDG, as Stefania mentioned earlier, hosted by the Chinese permanent delegation. And you're also invited to join the inauguration of the photo exhibition, Portraits of Changemakers, Keeping Girls in the Picture in Nigeria, at 6:15 this evening in the foyer just outside room 1. So thank you very much. 谢谢大家 and bon appétit. Thank you.